Hello, my name is Doug Bernhard. I'm the life insurance specialist with KMKInsure. I'm one of the few life insurance agents out there that can say that the first policy they ever sold was actually, unfortunately, utilized. So the story starts back in, believe it or not, back in 1994. And I had some friends from my college days at Iowa State University. I came to the reality that this guy had been very busy creating a family. He had a beautiful wife and 3 scrapping young men under the age of 5. And so he definitely had a need for life insurance. Well, I sat down and did a bit of a needs analysis, and I asked my friend, you know, if tomorrow you stepped out in front of a Mack truck, how would you want your life, the life for your kids and your wife to be? What would you really want for them? He knew he wanted to create a home life for his kids that would be just the same as it was at this particular point. He wanted them to be able to come home from school and have a mother there that, you know, wasn't engaged in working outside of the home, but very engaged in providing a home environment for their kids. After a short needs analysis, I did some calculating and I came up with a number of $365,000 in life insurance. I got some of the similar same objections that most people would have. That's too much. I'll never be able to afford that, and that's a very believe it or not, a very common objection. You know, and I'm going to ask you, what parts of what we just talked about do you want to let go? And after much thought, he had to admit that he didn't want to let any of it go, and that he wanted his life to be the way he planned it. And so we decided to apply at that point for $365,000 in life insurance. So we filled out the application, shook hands, and little did I realize that that was the last time I would see my friend. 6 weeks later, he was driving to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and somebody that was coming off of third shift went over the center line and hit him head on and ended his life. He left a beautiful widow and 3 beautiful children that needed a father. But what he didn't leave them without was a hope and a plan for their future. And really, that's what life insurance is all about, is helping clients to come up with a plan that would work very well for their families and their survivors. So anyway, and then my job as a life insurance agent was really just getting started. I had a widow with a huge death benefit who was in shock. The next thing we needed to do is give her a little bit of counsel and advice on what she should do with that money to fulfill his dreams. We set up college funds for each of the children, as well as for her, because after those children were raised, she would probably need to enter the workforce, and she probably needed to have a little more education than what she did have. So we were able to provide ongoing living expenses for the family, as well as educational expenses for every member of the family. That man's plan was followed through, and his family was secure. And that, I guess, I feel is good about anything in life is putting a plan in place that was able to be implemented. Really, life insurance is a super exciting concept. What other product is out there that can provide that level of economic security for a family? Virtually there is none. And so when you do your life insurance planning, you may be in a similar situation. You might have small children and not a lot of income, but you need to provide a very large death benefit because you have a huge risk. The wonderful thing is it's very customizable and it works extremely well. That's my story for the day, and I think we should all be encouraged by it and realize what a valuable tool that we have in life insurance.